Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the persons of Master Fard Muhammad. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed thine exalted Christ. And I furthermore indeed bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our divine reminder, leader, teacher, and guide. I greet you all in the nation greeted words of peace. When we say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. All praises due to Allah, Hotep, peace, shalom, whatever your dialect is, greetings. On behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family, as always, family, we thank you. We continuously thank you for your support. We thank you for taking the time to read our posts, watch our videos. We can never thank you enough. Today, I might step outside of the box a little bit. So let me say this distinctively. Though I am an active member of the Nation of Islam, today I speak solely on behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family. And I say that to say this. Whatever that is said, I take sole responsibility for whatever is said today on this session titled Bitter Niggas. Bitter niggas. What is a bitter nigga? And I know this is not the type of language that you might be used to hearing your little brother use. But hell, most of us use it or hear it all day. Huh? What is it to be bitter? Huh? Sour, spoiled, angry, disgruntled, upset, vengeful, vindictive. Those are just some of the categories that the word bitter falls in. Huh? What is the real definition of the word nigger? Now, recently, Webster just upgraded their definition to single it out towards a particular group of people. Huh? Am I talking about black people per se because I said bitter niggas? Well, let me set the record straight. Because today, the bitter niggas could be you. It could be anybody. I don't give a damn what your color is. If you fall in that category, then you just fall in that category of bitter niggas. Huh? Revengeful type niggas. Well, where did this subject or this thought even come from, Brother Albert? I'll share it with you. Over the last 3 months or so, I sat back and studied the mindset of bitter niggas. The type of bitter niggas that I'm talking about is the bitter niggas that at one point in time used to be members of the Nation of Islam. Huh? These are people that came in the ranks of the Nation of Islam, joined on to the Nation of Islam. Now they all over the country making revengeful and hateful videos specifically to Minister Farrakhan. What did Farrakhan do to you that your heart could be so bitter that you would go live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, as a former member of the Nation of Islam and attack Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. See? Bitter niggas is what I'm talking about. Huh? These are the niggas that you see every day. Many of you talk to, many of you share likes and associate with them. Many of you know some of them. Those who always tell you, I'm with the minister, man. Yeah, they got their FOI uniform. They wearing their garments. They looking like they belong to the Nation of Islam. Huh? So we ride along with them. They start spewing venom and their dissatisfaction with their technology. We're talking about bitter niggas. Right? Those that sit and try to undermine and undercut the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Let me set one thing straight today. And I'm speaking for myself, Brother Albert Muhammad. As long as I've been in the Nation of Islam for a period of time, an extended period of time, I may not have been around for those who've been there longer than I have, but I believe I've been around long enough to tell you I have never heard on a video or a public speech that Minister Farrakhan delivered where he told the followers of the Nation of Islam to worship him. Huh? I've never heard Minister Farrakhan tell nobody to go out and put hits on anybody. I've never heard Minister Farrakhan order hits on anybody. He has been a humble man, following to the best of his ability the instructions that he was given by his teacher, his spiritual father, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Right? But see, the bitter niggas are those who are still amongst the ranks. They slither worse than snakes. They smell worse than cannibals. Right? And our closing prayer, for those who know the closing prayer that we use, it says, guide us on the right path, the path upon those whom thou hast bestowed favors, not the path upon those who wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray after they have heard thy teachings. Bitter niggas. They're the ones that are always disgruntled about something, dissatisfied about something, always complaining about something, talking about somebody. Bitter niggas. Huh? Listen to the scheme. If you are listening and you are familiar with the COINTELPRO program, which is a counterintelligence program that was set up by J. Edgar Hoover under his administration of the FBI. The sole purpose for this organization was to infiltrate every black organization, especially those that show some sort of power and force. COINTEL, counterintelligence programs. Right? How is it possible, as a follower of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, so you say, that you would encourage and promote violence when you know that is not in the nature of our program? The Holy Quran teaches us we fight with those who fight with us. We are peaceful followers of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. See, but you got bitter niggas in the ranks. You got bitter niggas all around. instigating subtly. They know the teachings to a degree, right? But yet and all, they're working for an outside source. They start sending subliminal messages either in your inbox or posted on your page or however they get it to you, trying to encourage you to commit violence, which if you follow that would lead you either into the depths of hell or one of the concentration camps, which you call prisons in America. See, the bitter niggas are not working with the Nation of Islam. Never have been. You get a little bit of knowledge and you think you're strong enough to challenge the chosen one, God's student on the scene, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, waiting for the man to die. As if he should leave us, the Nation of Islam will crumble. I told you in a post, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan warned the believers in the Nation of Islam that there will come a time when there will be a great falling away among the believers. He didn't say that was going to happen after he left. It's happening now. Bitter niggas. Videos such as, I've been in the Nation of Islam, some of them are saying, for X amount of years, and I haven't got nothing. I guess you didn't. Hell, put the work in. What did John F. Kennedy say? Ask not what your nation can do for you, but what you can do for your nation. Ask not what the Nation of Islam can do for you, but what can you do for the Nation of Islam? See, you's a coward because you don't question FICA. You don't question the state that you live in. You don't question the city that you live in when they abstract and take your taxes. And at the end of the year, they give you change and you lose your damn mind with it. Bitter niggas. Huh? Trying to lure the FOI and the MGT who is committed to helping the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, trying to distract the believers and lure them into the pit of fire by trying to create a war with a government that's more powerful than any government on the planet. When the messenger told you Allah will be the victor. But then when you don't believe, it is expected that you would function the way you would or the way you do. Yeah? For those of you who think that we worship the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, or we praise Farrakhan, or we idol Farrakhan, we became idolatrous. Let me tell you something. If you've been in the Nation of Islam long enough, you would know this point here. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has always told the followers of the Nation of Islam, worship Allah and Allah alone, not him. For every time you worship Farrakhan, you make his job much more difficult. That is what came out of Farrakhan's mouth. He has never told nobody to bow down to him, to pray to him. See, these bitter niggas are so disgruntled and so dissatisfied, you can't accept the fact that God came in the persons of Master Fard Muhammad and raised one from among you that looked like you, that walked like you, and talked like you in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And in turn, he left one for us. See, you bitter niggas will never accept that. You don't even see yourself worthy enough for God to come to you. So you function like a bitter nigga. Huh? In the Message to the Black Man, pages 248 to 260, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught hard on the hypocrite. You've never heard me call nobody a hypocrite. You never heard the minister call anybody directly a hypocrite. But you have heard the minister teach on the hypocrite and hypocrisy. That is a difference. Calling somebody a hypocrite and teaching on hypocrisy is two different things. See, when guilt set in, right? Then you start twisting and turning in your seats. Hell, you don't even go to church no more. Because your faith in Jesus that you claimed you had done dwindled away like the sun is dwindling away and you don't even see it. Huh? You don't even spend time in true, real prayers. When you go to pray, submit your entire will to do the will of God. I'm talking about bitter niggas. See, this is going to apply to whomsoever it applies to. Right? We don't worship the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We love the minister. There is a difference between worshiping the minister and loving the minister. See? I can speak for myself and I can tell you why I love the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I thank him for the stance that he took and at the time that he took it. I thank him for the sacrifices that he made trying to give vision to a lost people in the wilderness of North America. I thank Farrakhan for all that he put himself through and he put his family through, so that he can give a little brother like me a chance when I was bouncing from one side and straddling the fence. Confused as hell, not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. Right? But because I listened to Minister Farrakhan, right? Giving me hope and vision. Giving me some kind of substance in my brain. When I'm going through trying some times, right? I can put in a video. I can open up a book and get wisdom from the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. See, these bitter niggas, they on a mission. They got a job to do. Their job is to come in the ranks of the Nation of Islam, abstract as much wisdom as they can. They learn to dress up like us. They learn to walk like us. They learn to talk like us. And they convince you to believe that they are with us. And then when they start functioning like the nigga that they is, you blame the entire Nation of Islam for their hypocrisy and their ignorance. When their sole goal is to distract you from the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I asked the question, since you say you love Jesus, for those who say that, on the post, you couldn't explain to me how you love Jesus. But that's okay. I'm not critiquing you or judging you. I understand that there's more work that has to be put in the process. Right? But the bitter niggas that I'm talking about are the ones that look like us, but they're not really us. Right? Pay close attention to what they put on their posts. Huh? Pay close attention to how they dress. Huh? Just think about it. None of us is perfect. We all are striving to get right in the eyes of whatever God that we believe in, man. But I've been with the Nation of Islam for quite some time. And I've never heard Minister Farrakhan attack anyone personally. With all the personal attacks he endured on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes they blow his Twitter up with the most ignorant comments and things that you can possibly think of. But because Minister Farrakhan is such a humble and he loved black people, he have far more patience and greater patience than I would ever have in dealing with our people. Right? They know who they are. The bitter niggas. Huh? You were once a staunch member of the Nation of Islam. Teach, Farrakhan. I love the minister. Go ahead, brother minister. Teach, teach. Now you making videos. Now you shooting subliminal shots because you don't believe no more. You lost faith. You say the FOI is cowards. That's very interesting. Because you speak from a distance. If you was at Savior's Day in Detroit in February the 17th and you attended the FOI class, then you know where we stand. But if you wasn't there, goddammit, you don't know. You just a bitter nigga. And you doing your job, which is create chaos. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't teach us what he taught us to make us ignorant and aggressors of our people. But we are taught to defend our nation with our life, if so be it. Anybody that know me personally know I don't have a problem with that. My wife know I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather be a dead soldier than a living coward running around here pretending I'm in the Nation of Islam, but slander and counter the brother and the sisterhood and talk bodacious. Talk strong. Because you are trying to entice the FOI to commit violent acts. So therefore, the FBI and the CIA and America's monsters could run down on the FOI and the Nation of Islam. But when you plan, Allah is the best of planners. We are far more developed than that. We see right through your hypocrisy and your weakness. Our people soon will cut your damn head off. We don't gotta touch you or fight with you or argue with you. Because sooner or later, the people gonna turn around and deal with you for your hypocrisy, your slanderous lies. You said you was with Farrakhan, but nobody in the community sees you in the field with the final call. You say you with Farrakhan, but nobody in the mosque or the study group, if I call, know who the hell you are. So you need to be careful of what you're dealing with. Huh? The fruit of Islam means the military name that was given to the men that belongs to Islam in the Nation of Islam. Military. But see, you bitter niggas that was in the nation and now you're out the nation feel like you can expose and undress the gods and the goddesses in the nation. Are you serious? This subject has been on my mind for the last 2 weeks. And I had to ponder whether I should do it or not. But for every time I get an inbox or I get some sort of message from someone sending me links about bitter niggas, as a matter of fact, family, you can keep the links about the bitter niggas because I got far more work to do than to worry about that. But I wanted to address that and a few other things that I believe I've already touched. The main thing is Farrakhan will live forever, man. Farrakhan will never die. Mentally, spiritually, or physically. Like his teacher, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is alive, breathing well, like an ordinary man. Take it or leave it alone. That's where we at with it. So if you waiting for Farrakhan to die, you probably will die long before Farrakhan died. If that's what you're waiting for. Farrakhan is forever. And I can back up what I say without a problem. But I'm too wise to waste my time trying to debate with bitter niggas. You will never engage me in such a debate. Because there's no energy in it. You've already exposed who you really are and what you really about. Right? This is our nation, man. The Nation of Islam. You think these crackers gonna carry you forever in America? You think they gonna keep feeding you? You think they gonna keep sheltering you? Because you don't believe the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? You don't believe that the wrath of Allah is coming down on the disbelievers and the hypocrites and those who reject truth? Woe to the hypocrite. And you know who you are. So I'm hoping you listening to this video, right? With the bitterness in your heart that you carry. Because at the end of the day, family, the Nation of Islam is forever. Farrakhan is forever. Elijah Muhammad is forever. Master Fard Muhammad is eternal life, light, and power to the lost found Muslims here in the wilderness of North America. Hands down. Huh? So continue on your path of striving to destroy the Nation of Islam with what little knowledge you may have thought you gained. Right? And the little friends that follow you, but I don't blame, because they don't really know no better. Huh? How dare you come to Muhammad's mosque, wear X or Muhammad on name, and slander the helpers of Muhammad? You should be beheaded for your hypocrisy. But Allah will deal with you. Because the fire that you will suffer will be far greater than the fire that this white man taught you about, that's supposed to be underground 10 times hotter than the sun, but you can't feel it on your feet. See, that's a lie. But the fire I'm going to chastise you with, you're going to feel that fire. If you ain't already feeling it yet. For your hypocrisy. How dare you wear Muslim names? Sharif, Ali, Asma, all these Muslim names that you carry, right? And deny the messenger of Allah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Name me one black man that taught you Islam in America other than Elijah Muhammad on the stage in the level that Elijah Muhammad taught you. You had no knowledge of self. You was living a beastly way of life. And anything that cracker told you to do in the South, you did it. When you came to the North, you did it. And you fed your children the same poison. It's not Christianity. It's Chris insanity, because it's insane as hell to think that a dead man would come back and tell you he met with God or he is God. And this is why we know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is not dead. You see the manifestation of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad every day, but you just don't understand it yet. That's what that is. So to all the bitter niggas who wants to continue on your so-called destructive path of attacking the Nation of Islam, and especially the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, know for surety, as I stated earlier, When you plan, believe you me when I tell you, Allah is the best of planners. There's nothing that you can say or do that will cause any harm to the minister. What you should be worrying about is the few generations that's coming after you who may pay for your crimes against the children of Allah. See? You don't understand the magnitude of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the level that he's on. He is the Messiah. Huh? See, they got you looking for a mystery God, but he is the Messiah. He is the one. Understand that to be what it is. There's no God greater than the God that came to us in the persons of Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi. Huh? With that being said, to all of those who may be listening and you are not a member of the Nation of Islam, pay close attention to the people that you associate with who proclaim or profess to be members of the Nation of Islam. Right? I'm talking about the ones you know. But never attend mosque meetings. Can't give you a good lecture. Can't give you anything about the last 5 lectures the minister did. Right? Bitter niggas. See? Hate the Nation of Islam. Hate Minister Farrakhan. But the truth is, the hate that they display for the nation and the minister is the hate that they have for themselves. It's called self-hate. That's all that is. Self-hate. You follow me? With that being said, I want to thank Almighty God Allah who came to us in the persons of Master Fard Muhammad. There's a few people on this line or listening to this video, and I thank you all for taking your time. But see, we're not playing. We don't have time to play with bitter niggas. Those are the hypocrites. Yeah, they know the teaching. They look good in their FOI uniform, right? But a FOI is a diamond among men. So if they ain't shining, be careful of what they tell you. See? Because once they start talking down towards the nation, then you already know that's poison. Whether you in the Nation of Islam or not. Because if they talk about their quote-unquote own, what in the hell you think they would do or say about you? Right? I know they want attention. They want to stand out. They want to be seen amongst men. They want to be heard. So they shoot daggers at the minister. Make videos. Right? You don't see Nation of Islam representatives making videos and going off on people unless it's facts. It has to be facts. It's not just randomly picking somebody that somebody had to have or had committed some unjust crime to the rise of black people. Right? Think about it. But this is the price one must pay. As Jesus told the disciples, governments will turn against you for my name's sake. Right? The bottom line is this. Bitter niggas are who they are. Our goal is to stay on our mission and become saviors of our people. Those who truly, really are interested in the Nation of Islam. I do apologize, but I don't have time for your technologies and your tricks that you want to throw at us and keep us talking for the next 3 days about the same thing. But if you want to bring something to the table that's going to be tangible for the growth and development of our people, then we can break bread, right? The God asked the question, can the devil fool a Muslim? No, not nowadays. Right? No, not nowadays. That means those who are really woke and awakened, rather than not, they could be tricked by the devil. And we're not talking about white people only. Them days are over with. Badgering white people, while those Negroes or them bitter niggas are throwing daggers and stabbing you left and right. It ain't just happening in the Nation of Islam. It happens in every organization that has some sort of love for black people. Name one organization that exists today that don't have bitter niggas in them. Right? Or the super intelligent black man, well educated, degrees from Harvard, degrees from Yale. Right? Jesus had not one degree. Right? Moses had a speech impediment. Moses could barely speak to the people, but yet God used Moses. Right? Moses is more talked about in the Holy Quran than Prophet Muhammad. Think about it. A man with a speaking impediment, and God still used him to deliver the message. So those of you with your degrees from Harvard, Yale, Oxford, and all these beautiful universities that this Caucasian put together and dressed up for you to come amongst your people as a bigger nigga. A bigger nigga. Not a bitter nigga, a bigger nigga. Right? Know for surety, that's just a piece of paper. So teaches the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. When God chooses you, he gives you the greatest degrees that's on the planet. And it's called supreme wisdom. Highly developed knowledge. And some of you may have tampered with it and thinking that you got it. But again, when you plan, Allah is the best of planners. Right? If you're about our struggle and the rise of black people and you want to contribute to the social development of our youth, let's break bread. If you want to send me ongoing ongoing questions about things that's solely irrelevant to the social development of our people, then I just don't have that kind of time. It's not that I don't want to debate with you. It ain't no use for it. There's no energy in it. Today I want to expose the bitter niggas. So when you on Facebook, when you on Twitter, and you listening and you talking to these Negroes, you know who the hell they is. You know they ain't with the Nation of Islam. Our order number 5 speaks for itself. So when you run into a member or a former member of the Nation of Islam, you ask them who relieved them from their post. That's all you gotta ask. See? And see what they tell you. They're gonna blame everybody but themselves why they ain't on their post. I thank you all, family, for taking your time. I do apologize for taking so long with this particular session. But as I said, I want to make it clear. We love the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. We not idolaters, right? He's an idol to many of us. But we thank Allah for this beautiful brother. We thank Allah for Farrakhan. Some of us would be dead and gone, broke, wouldn't even have our children in the house with us if not for Farrakhan. And for you bitter niggas to sit there and say he hasn't done that, just goes to show how ungrateful you really are. And I don't blame your parents for that. I blame your ignorance for that. This is why we love Farrakhan. We don't worship the minister. We love him to the depths of us. I would give my life for Minister Farrakhan, that he should live to continue his mission if I had to die. crazy to you who don't understand, right? But for those who have understanding, they would do the same thing. So, thank you again, family, for your time. It's a pleasure coming before you. I had to do this today and get it off my chest. I came straight home and went straight to work. I thank all of you for supporting us on the Let Us Make Man family. Your little brother and friend, Brother Albert Muhammad. I'm just your little brother. By no means am I perfect. I can go from 0 to 100 real quick. I'm working on myself. So I don't want you to think that because I do these videos, that if I should fall short or somebody feeds you negative information, you look down on your brother. That's your choice. Because I never told you I was perfect. I'm striving to follow the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You never heard me open up and tell you I was your minister. I was your captain. I was your lieutenant. I'm just your little brother, just your friend. As the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has always told the Nation of Islam, just refer to me as your brother. He said the best title to have is Muslim for the believer. The best title is Muslim. So, again, family, thank you so much for your time, man. Allah continue to bless you and your family. I leave you as I came before you. In the nation, greeted words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep, peace.